Hello guys, just another video with a little message that I want to pass on about what is happening globally right now and the changing dynamics on our lives of the fact itself, our little COVID virus who is having a hell of a time. But most of all, the information that is circling around us. You see, what you believe determines ultimately your well-being. If you have your daily habit of reading the news, following the news, listening to the news, you are getting a lot of information from different sources of what is going on in the world. It might be a change of politics in your country. It might be another restriction about the COVID regulations. It might be a change in dynamics in a war zone, or even a car crash in your own hometown. This information, of course, is igniting your thought process, is getting yourself to thinking, and is starting a belief process. You start unconsciously believing things. Because the next person you will meet in your life, whether it is someone from your inner circle, or from your social circles or professional circles, the first thing you are going to do is to share it with them, what you have read, what you have seen, or what you have experienced in this kind of social networking, media, and so on and so on. Without even knowing that it is true what has been told. Now, let's zoom out a little bit of this situation and imagine yourself that particular day you have not read the newspaper or the news online. You have not heard about what happens in the world. And you have certainly not shared it with other people. That would be tremendously peaceful, no? So, not knowing something means also that you cannot believe it, that you cannot pass it on to other people, and that you certainly cannot change your behavior or be conditioned by this information. While on the other hand, this information on itself, I wonder what the practicality is and the functionality of it in your life. And if you have an answer for that, then that's really great. Maybe some of the information that you have in the news or in social networking is really functioning for or functional for your business. But as a person, is it functional for you as a person? What does it generate in you? What does it bring forth in you? Well, we've already seen that when you didn't get the information, when you did not believe the information, you cannot talk about it and it cannot condition you, it cannot influence you. You would not have known about the car crash in your hometown, for example. And this is what I want to point out to. This is also the core of my message is, are you going to believe or keep on believing the information from your outside world? Or are you shifting your belief system from the information you get from one voice, and which is the only truthful voice within yourself? It is the voice of your intuition, that little voice that is determining in some situations like, I shouldn't do this, or I should go this direction, or I should really do that. This means, of course, that you have to be connected with that voice. And that is not so obvious if you know that there is such a tremendous amount of information triggering us every single day, coming from different sources outside of ourselves. The thing is, if you follow your inner voice, then you don't need all this external information, because your inner voice is truthful and always brings you situations in life which are corresponding to your vibration, to who you are as a person. Instead of all the information from the outside world is limiting your thinking process, you start believing it and you start to act upon it. And this is right now, in this situation we are experiencing about COVID, generating so much fear, so much conditionment, just about the information that we are taking in every single day. This is becoming a mental illness, because referring to the moment when you didn't know about the information, it cannot affect you. You cannot believe it because you simply didn't know it. And this is the message that I really want to carry out. Are you listening to yourself and following what is surfacing from within yourself, from the contact with your soul? Or are you following a fear-based life and undermining your well-being by believing all the triggers from outside, which is ultimately worth nothing? Because what you believed from yesterday doesn't count anymore today. Maybe you don't even remember today what happened yesterday. So you see how you get along with information and how it affects yourself. While the only voice that you really need to connect with, listen to, is this inner voice. And there simply is no fear. There is knowing. And with this knowing, you can step into your life forward and face all the rest of information, all the triggers and everything what is circling around us. But it is without fear. So this is what I want to pass on with this message. Have a good week.